Okay, this is the second video that's dedicated to remote remote neural monitoring, gang stalking, brain entrainment. Okay, but this second video is actually an addendum to the original video series, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you go into the YouTube account that you're watching this video through. Trust me, you'll know. Okay, now I'm going to do right now is I'm going to segue into and pick up off of, I'm going to pick up from where I left off at in the first video. Now, in the first video, I brought up about how brain entrainment can occur in gang stalking crimes. You got to watch that video, and we're going to see if any part of that video or this video becomes corrupted, edited. Okay, and we're going to see if either one of these videos cannot upload. I am tape recording my statements right now on a running recording digital tape recorder, so I will be keeping this audio file. And, okay, just in case I got to remake it, because these 6 satanic fucks have hacked into my Periscope accounts, YouTube accounts, and much more. And blogs and email accounts and everything. Oh, absolutely. Alright, so check this out. Now, so, alright, bear with me 1 second. Let me light my cigarette, because, I just got done talking for, like, I just got done making a 33-minute long video, so let me just, take a couple puffs up a cigarette here real fast. Now, what I did was, alright, let me light it. Now, it didn't light too good. Hold on a second. This is a very important video series. You want to stay with this video series. Now, my fellow American citizens, what's important about this video series is because most people don't know, even when you become a gang stalking victim, you can be a gang stalking victim for 9, 10, 12 years without even knowing what you're enduring is connected to gang stalking. Absolutely. So you can be a gang stalking victim for 9, 10 years and be suffering horrific crimes through it without even knowing that what you're enduring is called gang stalking. And how are you going to research something online so you can understand it better and in-depthly, so you might not, so you can educate yourself more, so you can know what to look out for concerning things that you haven't experienced yet, concerning who's widely implicated to be hosting it. You should research all intelligence agencies to gang stalking, as well as the military and state, county, and local police, and much more. And trust me, when you stay with this YouTube account and watch the videos that are already in it, and continue to stay with this account, you will become more educated. So check this out. Yeah. So, excuse me, 1 more second. Let me take 1 more puff off my Smoky Dew. I'm going to put it out so don't interrupt me any further. Now, in the first video, I played segments of an audio file, and I'm going to pick off, I'm going to continue playing that audio file where I left off at in the first video when I played it in the first video. Okay, so you can, when you go back and you watch that video, then you hear my statements, and then you hear this, what's after the part that I played. Because I'm going to play right now what was said after the part that was played in the first video. Okay, and then I'm going to get back into my statements, and trust me when I say, baby cakes, it's all about paying attention to what's being exposed and following instructions. That's how you're going to make sense of this, sweethearts, because it's my goal to educate the public so you can become aware of the depth of the evil and depravity of these 6 satanic horrors, so you'll know truth. Okay, because I'm going to tell you something right now. You are not safe in ignorance when it comes to this crime. These are wild, degenerate, filthy, mass murdering horrors. It's all they are, and it's all they'll ever be, flat out. Alright, hold on a second. Okay, so let me press play, and I'm just going to let it play for a little bit.
So the electronic brain-to-brain interface allows them to inject, to manipulate the brainwave signature of the victim, to inject, once they've been able to build a cognitive model of the victim's brain, to begin to clone their one of the people involved in the teams is called a clone. This is basically a psychiatrist, psychologist, etc. The cognitive researcher that basically clones his brainwave signature communications, training, research and development, and interdimensional communications like synthetic telepathy, remote viewing, etc. They're trying to learn how to manipulate matter, energy, and space with their brainwaves. They're trying to learn how to achieve knowledge by mere contemplation, such as accelerated learning, where you would turn the brain of the person into a giant search engine like Google or encyclopedia, etc., etc. It just goes on and on. There are a lot of reasons this is going on. But they're using three platforms to target their victims. People think they're being attacked with cell phones. I've heard them say that. You're being attacked with drones and helicopters. No, you're not. No, they are not being attacked. The technology isn't. Now, the provocations, the stalking may include such things to provoke the victim into emotional responses, which can be remotely measured and integrated back into R&M data. They're constant mind games, which are necessary. But you're being attacked by a supercomputer, and it's using one of three platforms. It's using a tower, a satellite, or what's called a mobile platform. Okay? And so,
Brian, can they not also just use the WAN towers for national coverage or the grid for regional or local coverage? They can introduce any frequency they want into the grid. It goes right into the home or the office or the location of the individual and emanates and radiates from the wiring in the house. That's another possible platform, isn't it?
well, again, they can manipulate the energy grid inside of a home using a target. They use the information acquired by the manipulation of the energy grid, the smart meter info, etc., to determine the activities, the composition habits of the victim. But all that goes back to the mapping of the brain of the victim. They're using physical and psychological trauma. This is very important. Okay, they're using physical trauma and psychological trauma to map out and reverse engineer the sensory and neural pathways of the victim's brain and central nervous system. So constant, torture to map out trauma to the victim's anatomy, to map out each region of the victim's anatomy.
Give me an example of torture.
Directed energy torture, skin begin to modulate the stream of energy, targeting the cerebral cortex, causing your skin to burn. Well, your skin is not really burning, but the sensation is just as real. Okay, or they can cause other forms of pain, pulsating pain to the head and ears. They can basically, by simple modulation of the stream, the phase, frequency, and amplitude of this bidirectional stream of energy, they can target any region, any organ of the human anatomy, because the human anatomy is a vibratory organism. Each area, each region, each organ
Has its own vibration. Yes, I understand.
Right.
Can they not also induce in that individual severe states of anxiety, depression, elation, whatever they want? They can play with that person and make them feel like they're having a nervous breakdown, I would think.
It can cause them to have one. But all of that is part of their tactics designed to use trauma, physical and psychological trauma, to map out the sensory and neural pathways of the victim's brain and central nervous system, because they're trying to achieve one thing, essentially. They're trying to reverse engineer the will, intellect, and emotion of the victim. In order to do that, the victim must play the game. The technology is based off of a lot of different things. One of the main tactics, one of the main processes they're using is the hypergame theory. If you understand...
Say that again, please.
Hypergame theory. There's probably one of the most important things to understand about mind control technology and how to learn how to defeat them, to disrupt their technology, is to understand the non-cooperative gaming theorem. The moniker is called the hypergame theory. Basically, hypergame theory is essentially two models combined into one. It's game theory applied to decision tree modeling. And John Nash used that model, game theory, and applied it to decision tree modeling, and he was able to mathematically prove that by constantly and perpetually altering any value in the model, one can constantly and perpetually alter that model's expected outcome. So with CIA and DIA mind control technologies, the model is the victim. Okay? So by constantly and perpetually altering any value in the daily activities, daily life, finances, health and well-being, etc., the victim, they can constantly and perpetually alter the outcome of the daily life, daily activities, etc., of the victim. complete state, trying to function and survive. This is very important, because each counter move, each force adjustment the victim makes, trying to function and survive its trauma, is an evoked potential. It's a synaptic response in the victim's brain, which can be remotely measured by the supercomputer and integrated back into RNM data. So, hyper game theory, they're using even the tactics for the organized stalking. We'll get into that in just a second. It's based on this model known as the hyper game theory.
Okay, so now remember, you gotta watch the first video, and when you don't see any links incorporated within the descriptions of the videos, even when you don't see no YouTube titles, still click on them, because I've been doing really good and getting in the habit of saying right at the beginning of the video that this is a video dedicated to a specific series, so that way you don't have to fly all through the videos looking for a particular one that might be dedicated to a specific video series. Now, in the first video, I talked a lot about, I didn't talk a lot, but I very well introduced with some detail why memories are created in gang stalking, visual memories and auditory memories. It's enough for you to get a general idea, and I'll be expanding on that in some additional videos coming up, and already have in some videos that are already dedicated to the account you're watching this video in, so just stay tuned. So check this out. So let's take a brief look at what Brian 2 just discussed. Hold on, I got a cough. Now, before I do that, I'm going to interject this too, because this is part of, alright, hold on one second. Because this is part of as well my follow-up statements. Bear with me one second, I got a little bit of allergy congestion going on. So, while I'm taking a drink of water, I'm trying to get to the best lighting here so you can see this without it being obstructed by the shade or sun. It's the trees right now, the branches, the leaves and everything are creating different shades of sun right now where I'm at. So what you want to do is take snap screenshots of this continually until you see a good, like right there, what you just saw a second ago. You want to look at the white bumps on this side of the eye, okay? And then right there, you'll understand this in a minute, okay? Sorry about that. Let's see if I can just pick this up and show it to you this way. Alright, take snap screenshots of this and zoom in on it, sweethearts. Oh, absolutely. You'll understand this in a second. Just bear with me, sweet peas. Okay, and you also want to write down that YouTube URL link that's right above the pictures. Type it into your URL address bar. Bring that video up and watch it. And then watch all videos dedicated to that Technocrime Fighters playlist. This is Technocrime Fighters video series video episode number 58 in Dr. Catherine Horton's YouTube channel, Stop 007. She talks about these eye lens implants, which I'm getting ready to introduce to you here in a second. Okay, now, oh, excuse me. Hold on. Okay, so this is a color picture of the same picture. Okay, take snap screenshots of that. This is just some pictures that was taken from a live Periscope broadcast on June 3rd, 2020. Okay? This is the color picture of it. These are my eyes. Okay? And you'll understand what this is about in a sec. Okay, these are my eyes. Take snap screenshots and zoom the hell in on it. You want to pay attention to not just the eye lens implants, but you also want to pay attention to the bumps on the white part of the eyes. Okay? So, Now, what these are, concerning what these eye lens implants are and what the bumps are, I'm going to say this really fast. And trust me, there's other videos in this account that detail this a lot more. Now, the bumps on the white part are eye fluid and water sacs that appeared on the surface of the eyes as a direct result of me being extremely tortured with extremely high levels of electromagnetic weapons and directed energy weapons attacks on the night of June 2nd, 2020, and during the day of June 3rd, 2020. And on June 3rd, 2020, after I left the second environment where I was tortured at, Bond's Grocery Store in La Jolla, San Diego, California, I went to the University Town Center Mall and went to the bathroom. After I got out of the bathroom stall, I walked over to the sink to wash my hands, and that's when I noticed these white lines in my eyes. Okay? Now, so I got up my phone, the phone I was using at that time, and brought up my Periscope account and made a video. And as a result of the speed of the video, it captured these in real time. Okay, and these have been caught on many subsequent dates and many videos since. On this phone, I'm making this video right through in my other one. Okay, so now what happened was the extreme torture that I endured for about 22 hours straight, 2 different locations. What had happened was the electromagnetic weapons, it causes the brain fluid to heat up, and since I was also being hit on the temples as well, what that does is that causes the water and the eye fluid and the brain fluids to start bubbling up, because they're literally cooking the brain alive, okay, and the face. They're literally cooking it alive from the inside out, okay. Now, so what happened was the eye fluid and the water in the eyes and in the surrounding tissue of the eye started boiling, and it created these bubbles. It then, as a result, pushed the back part of these remote neuromonitoring islands implants out, making them transparently visible. Now, the type of implants these are, they're called biofilm, okay, light crystal ocular, OCCULAR, islands implants. Okay? These are mostly dedicated to, when it comes to, well, when you're a gang stalking victim, most victims of gang stalking who are being heavily targeted are victims of non-consensual human experimentation, but they can also be picked for 30 different crime motivations as well. Okay? Now, I want to tell you something right here. These implants are notated to be directly connected to high levels of military intelligence, as well as high levels of law enforcement intelligence concerning alphabet agencies and probably even state police. But you better believe that the state police, if you're a gang stalking victim and the state police are using them on, and you better be damn sure that the intelligence agencies are also involved. And I'm referring to federal alphabet agencies. Absolutely. As far as I'm concerned, every last one of them can lick my fucking balls. Oh, absolutely. They can, oh my God. Oh, I can't stand them. So it pushed the back part, these bumps pushed the back part of the biofilm islands implants out, making them transparently visible. And you see these white lines because these are dotted light crystals that are embedded within the biofilm islands implants, and they're lit up as a result of the energy that the head and face was still absorbing. The energy was still running through my body. Even when I left the second place I was being tortured at, Bond's grocery store, in La Jolla, in San Diego, the energy was still running through my body and my face and my brain. So by the time I got to UTC, these were still lit up, because the electromagnetic energy lights up the light crystals. And that enables them to see through my eyes, and it enables them to send video streams and photos to my eyes. Whatever is sent to them is processed through the retina, to the optical nerve, to the visual cortex, forcing the victim to see whatever they send to the eyes. You should also research as well electronic synthetic dreams and remote neuromonitoring and gang stalking. These directly interface with remote neuromonitoring on a daily basis. You should also know this. When you listen, I'm going to paste a YouTube link that's dedicated to the audio that I played in this video and in the first video. Okay? I'm going to paste its YouTube link that the audio came from in the description of this YouTube video. Okay, in fact, I just pasted it in two videos that I made when I was out 3 days ago. And those videos were titled. So if I don't do it right away, just look in the YouTube account that you see these videos in, and look at the most recently uploaded videos that are titled. You're going to already see it because I pasted it in it. If you want to watch it immediately, just go to YouTube and type in at YouTube Jeff Rense and Brian 2 CIA MK Ultra. Just do it. Just do it. They can also achieve a visual brain entrainment through these as well. Okay? Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my God, there's so much shit connected to this crime you just would not believe. Now, in the audio of this YouTube video, and in the audio of what was incorporated within this video and or the first video, Brian 2 talks about transcranial brain stimulation. Now, your cranium is basically, I believe, your whole skull, but what I endure is, I drew these two pictures here. This is the head and the face part, and this is the back part of the head. Let me get my pen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this over here on my lap. Bear with me a second. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you, this is the back part of the head. The back of the head right here. So, right here, okay, and right here, and right here actually, okay. It's in directly in the back of the head. I experience directed energy weapons attacks every single day, sometimes up to 70 times a day. No joke. I've been extremely targeted lately as well. But you know what they're doing? They're getting creative. Okay? I'll discuss that in an upcoming video. I've been very targeted, but they're doing it in a way now to where it's producing less evidence. Because they've been doing it so bad in the past few months, it's been producing additional video evidence of the eye lens implants, because you remember the effects of what that does. I'll talk about that later in an upcoming video. Okay, so anyways, the back and right cranium, the left and right cranium, I'm being severely attacked at every fucking day. Along my routes, but mostly at wooded areas, which I'm going to start spending less time at. This crime of gang stalking intentionally made me homeless from 4 apartments in Michigan and 1 in Tennessee. That's been discussed in prior videos dedicated to the YouTube account you're watching this video through. So I get massively attacked here in the right and left cranium every single fucking day. Okay, sometimes up to 130 times a day, to be totally honest with you. It feels like it. I know at least sometimes when it's real bad, I'd say at least some days it can be up to anywhere between 40 to 70 times a day. But you should also know that's not the only spot I'm being hit at that amount of at that number of times. I'm also being hit in the right. Okay, so these are my ears, right? So these are the human ears. These are the eyebrows, the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Okay? Now, I'm also being hit in the right and left temple. Okay? That is right there, right by the side of the head, right there, right by the ears. Okay? With directed energy weapons attacks. I'm also being hit in the left and right cheek and in the mouth on a massive scale. Okay, I got targeted in the mouth like you would not believe over this last week, including yesterday, last night, and today. I got serrated, okay, edges along my gum lines and burn bumps in my mouth right now as I speak, and sometimes they appear on my lips as well. I also get targeted on the bridge of the nose like you would not believe. Okay, I also experience massive pain along my eyebrows as well. So you got to go into this account and watch my videos. Okay, now if you got implants in you at any of these spots, what the energy can do, that when it hits you, is light up the implants. Now, the right and left cranium has to do with what? Visual processing. Okay? Visual fucking processing. And you should know, if you got implants in you, that means that data can be sent to them, okay, and then transferred to the visual cortex, because the right and left cranium, part of their functions of the brain is for visual processing. The right and left temple has to do with memory stimulation and remote neural monitoring, and auditorial transfer, what you hear. Now, that can be what you hear through ear implants that are put in you. Google that to gang stalking, including cochlear ear implants, COCHLEAR. Ultrasound can be sent through the ears, so they can send voice to skull and other sick shit. Okay? Which is also called synthetic telepathy in gang stalking. They can also use other sound tech like holosonics, audio spotlight, ELF broadcasting, silent sound spread spectrum, and much more. Okay? And you should also know that it's widely reported that remote neural monitoring can decipher your subvocal speech, which is usually language that's processed through, I think, the 8th cranial nerve and in your larynx in your throat. Okay? So they can interpret your internal dialogue to yourself. You know, like when you have internal dialogue when you're reading a book. Literally. And research all my statements, baby cakes, because what you're seeing is extremely high tech. Absolutely. Now, the third video which I'll make, which I won't make and upload for today's date is August 27th, 2021. I'll make a third video concerning this issue and upload it, and it will get more back to the to this part, the brain treatment aspect of it. Now, so the temples, the right and left temple, is dedicated to auditorial processing and memory. Go to Google and research how remote neural monitoring, memory mapping, and memory stimulation, visual memory references were very well discussed in the first video that I just made. Okay, now and your visual, no matter what visual memory you have about any issue, they can memory map it and stimulate it. Anything you see, they can record on their monitor. RNMI lens implants. Everything I see gets sent back to them. Okay? And trust me, there's a lot involved in that. That educated knowledge will come in the upcoming videos dedicated to this video series. So the right and left temple, I'm targeted at least 40 times a day. At least. With direct energy weapons attacks. Okay? I also experience extremely high levels of non-stop, every second of every minute of every 24-hour period, extremely high levels of ultrasonic sound. I made videos showing my ultrasonic sound app detector, picking it up and being showcased within videos, and I've also showed snapped screenshots of prior readouts from that app in videos. Okay? So, you got ultrasonic sound going through the ear. It's widely reported ultrasonic sound is used for voice to skull. And the temples, what do I experience right after I experience a directed energy weapon attack to the fucking ears? What do you think I'm experiencing while ultrasonic sound is going through the fucking ears? And remember what I told you about ear implants and gang stalking? They can be either cochlear ear implants, COCHLEAR, and or nano audio implants. You should also know they can put implants up in the nose. Nasal implants. Google on my statements to gang stalking, then to organized stalking. Then those are widely reported to be also for auditorial processing as well. So what we got here, and you would not believe how all this sick shit ties in together. Oh, absolutely. Because let me draw you a picture here real fast. Let me show you something here real fast. So say if you got a person's head, and then you got the ears, and then you got the nose, and then you got possibly also implants in the cheeks, okay? Maybe even some in the throat, okay? You got them in the eyes, if you're a victim that's got them in the eyes. Now, you should also research brain implants in gang stalking, BCI brain implants. I know this is a lot to digest, baby cakes. Well, I didn't tell you this was going to be easy, but trust me when I say each description is a piece of the puzzle, okay? Because you got to remember, even Brian too, and just research brain-to-computer interface, BCI interface, and remote neural monitoring and gang stalking. Then Google that to brain implants and gang stalking. That's a fucking literally. So let's say if you got a brain implant, an ear implant, so whatever you hear or whatever you say to yourself, okay, let's just say whatever you hear, okay, so whatever you hear goes to the brain implant. Whatever is in your nose gets processed also to the brain implant. So both ears, okay, to the brain implant. It's a triangle. And all you got to do is dial you up by dialing up the number of the implant, and then all the information that's processed through these things gets sent back to them through the brain-to-computer interface implant through remote neural monitoring, which is brain-to-computer interface. And you would not believe the sick, disgusting, vile, depraved shit that they send to gang stalking victims' brains, forcing them to see it and hear it in their visual and auditory cortex. And in the first video, I went out of my way to give enough information about visual and auditory entrainment, so you would have a preliminary layman's term understanding about it. I'm sorry, so you would have a preliminary layman's term understanding about it, using the terminology and the visual graph that I showed in it that would help you really understand. So now these two videos, the one I made and then this one, the one I made was video 1, this one video 2, this can be used as a slight foundation. These two videos are also addendums to the other video series video dedicated to this account. You'll know what that is as you continue to watch these videos. Now, so these video series that are dedicated to CIA hypergame theory, remote neural monitoring and gang stalking, or CIA hypergame theory, remote neural monitoring and gang stalking, you'll know which ones they are because I mentioned them right at the beginning of the title. So when you go into the videos dedicated to this account, you don't see any videos titled, still bring them up because I mentioned it right at the beginning. Stay with this account, sweethearts, because you just would not believe the sick, depraved, demonic, vile shit these wild whores are doing concerning this crime. And you should also know they're targeting all areas of the body. All organs, all joints, all bones. Okay, these are the most depraved, sick, disgusting, wild, fucking filthy animals that have literally ever walked this planet. Absolutely. I can't stand them. Oh, I can't stand them. All right, everybody have a good day. Stay with this account because you will see more upcoming videos dedicated to this series and the other video series that are dedicated to the account you're watching this video through. Today's date is 8/27/2021. Have a good day.